So my name's Elizabeth and I am 28 years old. I got married last year and my doctor told me that I would never be able to conceive, that my PCOS was very severe. I mean, I have all of the ickiness of it. I'm rocking a 5 o'clock shadow because I'm trying to accept that's just something that I have.
Yeah.
And if I can be okay with it, like I think other people can learn to be okay with it because like PCOS is super uncomfortable. But like Smoo has honestly changed my life for the better. Like it took my symptoms from a 10 to a 2 in a year. I mean, it's been great. I was crampy every day. I was so bloated. Food made me feel sick. And after a while, all of those started going away. So I'm still like super excited about that. I mean, I lost a little bit of weight mentally and emotionally. I feel better and more clear. Um, and being pregnant, like the symptoms of PCOS have also kind of like diminished a little bit. So like
Wow.
I was so worried about going off of Smoo because it's been so wonderful for me. And like pregnancy just kind of picked up where it left off, and I still feel really good.
That's amazing. I'd love to just kind of dive into that, all that what you shared a little bit more with my further questions. But again, like, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story because that is such an incredible testimonial. And I agree, we should, you shouldn't feel ashamed to have PCOS or deal with the symptoms and just, be proud of who you are. And it doesn't, define you. So glad to hear about your pregnancy journey. My follow-up question to that is, what has your health journey looked like over time? What was your diagnosis looked like? How did you end up here? And again, I just want to let you know, you can share as little or as much as you feel comfortable.
So I was diagnosed with PCOS before I even got a period. I was probably about 10 years old, and my doctor said, you have acanthosis, you're insulin resistant. Um, you probably have PCOS, but we won't know until you start your cycle if you do. I was always a chubby kid, no matter how active I was. I played volleyball, softball, tennis. I was in gymnastics for 12 years, and I just could
Oh,
not shed any weight no matter what. And that's a big PCOS thing, come to find out. Um, After that, I found like other doctors, and they just kind of like said, well, you can do birth control. And that's it. We're just going to prescribe you birth control and come back in 6 months.
mhm.
Birth control and come back in 6 months. And that was all I ever heard. My last doctor actually said some really shocking things to me. She said, your butt is hairy. Are you embarrassed? I was like, well, yeah, now I am, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So doctors, like, as a teenager and then like as a woman, like it's been hard to find like good solid medical care,
Totally.
especially for PCOS. So that's my medical journey. I found Smoo on my own. I was, my doctor told me I'd never be able to have a baby, and I really didn't want to believe that.
Mhm.
So yeah, Smoo, game changer.
That's amazing.
I I didn't have a cycle for a year. She told me that I was like premenopausal,
Mhm.
and I got it after my first tub. Like literally the day I finished my first tub, I got it. And it came every month after that.
Oh my gosh, I have chills.
Yeah.
I
And then
can like sense your joy and just like how excited you are and how happy you are. So it's so nice to see you just express that.
I've always wanted to be a mom.
Mm.
I was put on this planet to be a mom. That is my big thing. Like I've always taken care of my friends. They all are like, "Oh, you're like my mom."
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I can tell already you're going to be a great mom.
Aw, thank you.
But I do want to, backtrack it and just let you know, like I've been, talking with Smoo babes in interviews like this. And the most common thing I hear is the dismissiveness, the women just being dismissed for so long and not getting proper medical care and just I'm so sorry you went through that. As somebody, I've gone through similar things, and I agree. It's just like it's crazy how how much women go through to just get diagnosed with one of the most common things is a hormone imbalance or PCOS or endometriosis, whatever it is. So did you find yourself, really advocating for yourself by the end, or how did you
It
get
was
that answer?
hard. It was hard to advocate for myself. I live kind of like towards the north end of Michigan. So there are not a lot of doctors around me. I went through a few. I tried, and like my mom tried, and I had really good health insurance from my dad when I was younger. So like I thought I can get into all of these good doctors while I still can, before I turn 26. And none of them were great. I gotta be honest. Like eh, it was really hard. So I just kind of decided to take this journey on by myself. And my husband has been amazing throughout all of this. Like he doesn't care about this. He
Hmm.
sees my arms and he's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." He's like, "I'm hairier than you, babe. It's fine." So
Yeah.
like you just got to love yourself, and finding someone that didn't care was like the greatest thing for my PCOS besides Smoo, and I had no idea it could be like that.
That's amazing. And props to your husband. We need more men in the world like that, because nothing is perfect, and people have health issues, and just recognizing that people, go through those things is important.
That's
So
right.
I'm so happy to hear that you even have that support system. I'm sure that's meant a lot to you.
It sure has. And like my mom was always super supportive, but she just, I mean, what can you do when the doctors just keep saying birth control, 6 months, birth
Yeah.
control, 6 more months? Like they just shut it down. And
Yep.
I don't know, it's nice to have support. And like the Smoo Babe community has been so wonderful. And I love, like, my story gives people hope. And I love that because I came from a place with this much hope.
Yeah.
Now I have all of it. So
That's
thank you
incredible.
guys.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we could, bring that to you. I'm just gonna jump down a question. What's your favorite part about the Smooth Babe community? Are you, do you go for the challenges, or are you there to talk to other women? Have you made any connections in that community so far?
I love the support. I mean, we're all going through something similar, and it's like super hard to like have PCOS and like other hormonal imbalances. And I love answering people's questions, and I love, just, they're like, "I started Smoo 2 weeks ago and I haven't gotten my period yet. What, am I going to?" Well, it's different for everybody. And just hearing like 10 different stories unfold in front of you is like amazing, because it took me a whole month and I wasn't sure if it was working. And yeah, I was bloated and I felt kind of gross, but I'm like, I'm just going to stick it out because these other girls did and it worked for them. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll work for me too. And it just gave me so much more hope than I had.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. And I think, I try to, when I'm talking to people in the community, is just tell them to stay the course, stay the course. Everyone's different, like you said. And I see all these success stories like you and other women, and I just know everyone is different. And, if you really just stay the course and trust the journey and trust the process and do everything you can, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. So I am so excited for you. What is one thing you wished you knew before starting Smoo? Is thinking back to before finding Smoo, what's one thing you wished you knew, or something you were told when you were younger, maybe?
The thing that I struggled with the most with PCOS was loving myself for everything that I am and having confidence in me. I mean, I have a top heavy body, and that's just a PCOS thing.
Mm.
And I got made fun of it. I got made fun of for my hairy arms. I remember being in middle school and people were like, "You have hair on your face." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but yeah." So I started shaving, and I wish that I never would have done that. Like it came back so much worse, and I
Yeah.
didn't love myself for a long time, and I never thought that anybody would love me. And I wish that I would have known a long time ago that it will be okay and you will find confidence and you will rock what you got, because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You just got to wait and be patient with yourself,
Mhm.
and it'll all come around eventually.
That is so true. It's amazing how much the mental side of things really plays into the physical side of things, and vice versa. And just listening to you, I just have to say this, you are going to be an incredible parent.
Thank you.
Your child is blessed to have these ideas and values really instilled in their life. So I'm just so, excited for you and that journey that you're about to take on. I guess following up, what's one piece of advice you have for people that might be starting Smoo or, looking into Smoo or maybe just got diagnosed with PCOS?
So when you're starting Smoo, not everybody is going to get the same results right away. I mean, I was reading about so many women getting pregnant, 2.5 months off of Smoo, and 4 months later, we had a positive test, and it's like, it doesn't work that quickly for everybody. You have to listen to your body, and if it feels good, stick with it. And also, before it feels good, it might take a little while for it to feel
Yeah,
good. You just got to trust that process. Listen to your body. Um, it does eventually get better and lighten up. Like when my period disappeared, I was kind of in denial, and my doctor, tried to put birth control, you know, that was all she had to offer me. She didn't
yeah,
even tell me low carb, but like, just trust the process, trust your body, and just know, like, you have to be patient with yourself.
absolutely. Yeah. And it's so, I hear it constantly about birth control as this band-aid for everything else. So I'm so happy that you kind of like came through that, you got through that, you realized it's not going to address the issue, and you found Smoo and maybe a diet or lifestyle change that worked for you. Um, that being said, I'm sure it was quite the journey. And thinking back through that journey that you've been on, what are some of the things that you did mentally to stay positive? Or maybe you weren't positive in the beginning, but what are some things even you do now that's part of your routine to just instill that positivity to you?
I was not positive for the longest time. I was always so insecure. I dwelled on everything that was physically wrong or that society finds ugly. I would just sit and dwell on that. And it took a toll on me, like mentally and physically. Like I gained a bunch of weight. And then I started going to the gym and eating low carb, but I fell off that wagon.
Right.
And then I just decided, like, whether I'm 140 pounds or 200 pounds, I'm still the same person. I still have the same soul deep down inside, and that's what matters. So, like, physical beauty, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, my husband thinks I'm beautiful. My mom thinks I'm beautiful. I don't
Yeah,
really care what society thinks. And that was like the biggest hurdle for me to get over personally, because I am different. I mean, we're all different in our own way, but PCOS is its own different, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but once you do, it just life gets so much better. So
yeah,
just as long as you can accept yourself, that's the
totally.
biggest thing.
That's a wonderful answer. Just I can see the confidence like radiating out of you. It's absolutely contagious. So I can just tell that you're in such a good place, and it's so great to see. One follow-up question, just we want to end on this is, what is your favorite Smoo product, and what's your favorite way to take Smoo?
I used just the unflavored ovary good. I I mean, it's not the best tasting thing, but it
Yeah.
did so many good things for my body. So I honestly mix it with just a little bit of liquid. I used my frother, and I
Mhm.
took it like a shot, and I chased it,
Yeah,
and it was easy, one and done, over with. I took it at night. That way, if I got like a bubbly tummy, it didn't matter because I'd sleep right through it.
totally.
And I mean, that stuff has just been so wonderful. So
Yeah.
I know like a lot of people complain about chalkiness, but
Mhm.
just do it. It's
Yeah.
not that bad. I promise. If you can't take a whole drink, then just take it like a shot, like I did.
Totally. It's the what do you say? It's like the experience is worth the reward at the end.
Yeah.
Um, and some people love the taste, some people don't. It's totally individual, but again, it's all this outcome, and seeing you with such an amazing story, so confident, so beautiful, so well spoken. So excited to bring another child into life. So I can just see that Smoo has brought so much to you, and it's so worth all that, whether it's the way you take it or the investment and things like that. So I could not be happier to connect with you today. This has been so eye-opening, and you are such a confident and radiant person. This has been one of my favorite interviews. So thank you for
Aw,
just
thank you.
setting time aside to connect with me and jumping on. Is there any questions you have for me before we jump off?
Um, I don't think so. I just want to thank you guys so much. Like the whole Smoo team, like everybody that brought this product to life, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, because I'm a whole new person and that just happened in the last year. Like
Yeah.
I'm 28 and I got diagnosed like I was 10
Yeah.
that many years ago.
Yeah.
Like it wreaked havoc on my life and now I'm here.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You are welcome. And thank you for being part of our community and being just so generous with your words and your time. Again, congratulations on your pregnancy. Sending love to you and your husband and your baby. And I look forward to following your journey from here on out.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Elisabeth, have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.